Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are going.
These words beautifully remind us that language is not more than just a communication, it carries the spirit, identity, and stories of a society.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
everyone.
everyone. We are truly delighted to have all of you here with us this morning. On behalf of the Department of Language, Culture and Society, we extend our warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, respected faculty members, and all the students present here.
Today's workshop, titled Speaking Cultures The Power of Language in a Society, celebrates the incredible role language plays in connecting people across different cultures and communities.
Through today's sessions, we hope to explore how language shapes the way we think, interact, and understand the world around us.
Before we move forward, let us introduce ourselves. Hi everyone, I'm Kushagra.
And I am Erin Medona, and we are delighted to be your hosts for today's program.
To begin the program on a positive note, let us start with the invocation, seeking wisdom and blessings for the day ahead.
May I request the dignitaries to kindly come forward for the invocation.
I request everyone to kindly rise up for the Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து. நீராரும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திரும்பி அந்த செயமறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you, respected dignitaries, for the graceful invocation.
In Indian tradition, lighting the lamp symbolizes the removal of darkness and the beginning of knowledge and wisdom.
To mark the auspicious beginning of this workshop, we now proceed with the lighting of the Kotibalaklu.
May we request our respected dignitaries to kindly come forward and light the lamp.
Thank you, respected dignitaries, for inaugurating the event.
To formally welcome everyone for today's workshop, we now move to the welcome address.
May I invite Professor L. Kavita Nair from the Department of Language, Culture and Society to kindly deliver the welcoming address.
A very good morning, dear students. How are you all doing? Very good. Can we all can we all agree to keep all your mobiles on silent and inside your bags? Can we? Thank you. I know I think all of you must be watching yesterday's Instagram reels. What is the reason? Actually a very beautiful day today for all Indians and for all the sport lovers because the third hat trick ICC trophy India has won, which is actually a very, very proud moment. Let us all give a big hand to our Indian, both the men and the women, both of them have done a fantastic job. So, on that positive note, a very good morning to all of you. And though I wanted to begin with a small confession that because of yesterday's match, I know, along with me, many of you should have burned the midnight oil, but for watching cricket, yes? How many of you watched till 2 o'clock? Ah, fantastic. Me too. Yes. So that's what cricket does to all of us. So yesterday it was not just another cricket match. It was, one of those rare moments when entire nation of, the biggest, largest democracy was watching with one, in the same breath, all of us with the same emotion. All of us were talking in the language of cricket yesterday. So as someone, myself, as someone who has been part of cricket, women's cricket, a long time back, I was part of my college cricket team. I was captain. I played for my Madras University and selected in Tamil Nadu state team. That was in 94. So cricket is such an important language, and that's why I wanted to learn that too. So what fascinated me into cricket was especially sports. We don't need language to understand sports. When a bowler bowls, when a batter hits a six, when an umpire raises his finger, we don't need language. It's beyond words. We just understand each other. That much engrossed we are into these things. But so if cricket shows up, how a nation can celebrate together, language shows us how the world can connect together. And that's exactly what today's workshop is about. Speaking cultures, the power of language in a society. It's so meaningful. At SRM Institute of Science and Technology, we strongly believe that education must prepare our students not only with technical knowledge, but also with the ability to engage with world beyond the realms of the border of SRM. In an increasingly interconnected world, cultural awareness and multilingual competence are becoming essential skills for students who aspire to study abroad for higher education, who would like to, get employed across the world, work in global industries. And our Department of Language, Culture and Society has consistently worked towards this vision by creating spaces where language learning becomes an engagement with culture and society. Through our language programs, workshops, cultural initiatives, and academic collaborations, we aim to help students see language not merely as a subject, but as a gateway to understand people and cultures across the world. So we are therefore particularly honored today by the presence of our distinguished guest from the Directorate of Career Center, the director himself, and the Directorate of International Relations, whose work continuously opens pathways for our students to pursue global careers and higher education opportunities. We are so delighted to host two wonderful language educators with us today. Ms. Najda Mani, who will share her insights on German language, culture, work life, somebody who has almost got completely interconnected with India for 20 plus years. She has been part of our soil for the last 20 years. So thank you, ma'am, for consenting to be part of us today. And Ms. Kim Chey from the INCO Center, who will introduce us to the richness of Korean language, culture, and society. Thank you for joining hands and welcoming our dignitaries. So before I conclude, I'd also like to briefly share that this workshop is part of a larger set of initiatives that are taken by our department, which is undertaking to bring meaningful academic and cultural exposures to our students. Very shortly, on 17th and 18th March, our department will be hosting the SRM Lit Fest, which is also the literature festival. I hope you already must have heard about the Jaipur Lit Fest, Hindu Lit Fest. So on the similar lines, we are also doing this small initiative to make it as big as the others. So I would like everybody's support and encouragement for that. And events like these are designed not to just create spaces where students can engage with ideas, culture, but creative thinking beyond classrooms. So the department, we constantly strive to create such opportunities through language programs and cultural engagements and conversations so that our students gain the right exposure and experience, which is definitely needed by the global industries and the cultures around. Now, what is particularly, special to SRM is that it is an institution which never believes in this is enough. It's never enough here. What is the next? What is the next best thing we can do for the students to bring them, closer to more endearing opportunities? And the spirit here is always, what next? What more can we do for our students? And today's workshop is one such step in this direction by the Korean and German language, along with all German foreign language faculties who have put this workshop together. So thank you very much for putting this together, all the representatives, the students, especially the students who had put up the language booths. I request all the first years to please go around, check the passion with which each student has created small miniatures of Germany and Korea today. The culture, society, the food, the dress, literature, everything is there. So please, when you get time, please go visit the booths and give your feedback. So let me end with a thought which is inspired by last night's celebrations. Cricket wins us trophies, but languages opens doors to cultures, career, and the world beyond our borders. So with that thought, I very warmly, from the department, welcome each and every one of you to this workshop. I hope that you have a best time that from the initiative that our department is taking here. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those warm and wonderful words of welcome.
We now move on to the felicitation as a small token of our appreciation and respect for our distinguished speakers.
May I invite Dr. Anupama CG, Associate Director, IR Department, SRMist, to kindly come forward and felicitate our German speaker, Ms. Nadyamani.
And may I request Professor L. Kavita Nair from the Department of Language, Cultural and Society to kindly felicitate our Korean guest speaker, Ms. Kim Jae-yong.
We request the dignitaries to take your seat. Thank you, ma'am, for the felicitation.
We are truly honored to have both our esteemed speakers with us today.
We now moved on the report on the German division of LCS.
May I invite Ms. Soumya, Assistant Professor in German, to kindly present the report.
A very good morning to the respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, research scholars, and beloved students present here. On behalf of the Department of Language, Culture, and Society, I take immense pleasure in presenting the role and impact of the German language at SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I'm excited to walk you through the key initiatives, academic progress that have strengthened the presence of the German language at SRM ISD. We extend our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Parivender, founder and Chancellor of the SRM Group of Institutions. His visionary leadership has shaped SRM into a globally recognized university committed to excellence and multidisciplinary education. We are deeply privileged to have our Vice Chancellor, Professor C. Muthumalli Chelvan, whose unwavering commitment to academic excellence continues to inspire us. We also extend our heartfelt respect to Dr. S. Ponusamy, our respected registrar, whose administrative guidance and consistent support strengthens every initiative of our institution. With equal reverence, we also thank Dr. Linus Jesu Martin, our esteemed dean, whose encouragement, leadership, and vision have greatly contributed to the growth of our department. Okay, before we dive into the data, I must highlight the driving force behind this entire initiative. All of this is happening under the meticulous and visionary leadership of our HOD, Dr. L. Kavita Nair. Dr. Kavita isn't just an administrator, she is a pioneer in multicultural education. She has been the primary architect in bridging the gap between Chennai and Stuttgart, ensuring that our Department of Language, Culture, and Society isn't just a classroom, but a launchpad. Her commitment to faculty excellence and industry partnerships, like our work with the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, is exactly why SRM stands at the forefront of the linguistic training today. Okay. Now we dive into the academic progress of our students. The list of the German faculty members. Okay, our program is only as strong as its educators. We have a dedicated team of 5 experts, ranging from B2 to C1 proficiency levels. These aren't just grades, they are international benchmarks of the CEFR, the Common European Framework. This diverse expertise ensures that our students receive high quality instruction that spans foundational grammar to advanced linguistic nuances. Now we dive into the academic progress of our students and faculty members. Our BTech students learn German in their first semester. We don't just teach German classroom, we focus on personal branding and technical vocabulary for engineering. Our goal is twofold: to enable simple, functional conversation and to prepare students for the International Goethe Certificate A1 certification, which is the gold standard for global recognition. So these are the different course materials that we have been using from the year 2006. 2006, German has been introduced at SRM University, and these are the different materials that we have been following from that year. At present, we are following Network NOI A1.1. So education at SRM isn't just for students. From the year 2024 to 2026, we conducted a 30-hour hybrid beginners course, especially for the SRM faculty members. This course was conducted by Ms. Lata. So here we have a few glimpses of our classroom teaching. We have also introduced we have also introduced the evening courses to our students. We have trained and guided the students from various departments like ECE, EEE, mechanical, medical, nursing, to continue their masters in Germany and complete their certification levels at Goethe Institute. As you can see, these are the glimpses of our activities from 2019 to 2026. Our pedagogy is highly interactive, moving beyond textbooks into real-world situations and project-based learning. Yes. We actively organize events, workshops to promote cross-cultural exchange and professional development. Okay. The ultimate goal is career success. We recently hosted delegates from the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, Pune. They provided our nursing students with critical insights into higher studies in Germany, work visas, and the pro recognition process. We bridged the gap between learning a language and getting a job in Europe. These are some of the glimpses of the event. So we wrap up our academic cycles with the PBL exhibitions, where students demonstrate their language skills through creative projects. In conclusion, the German program at SRM ISD is a comprehensive ecosystem of language, culture, and professional readiness. Thank you very much for your time and attention. The Department of Language, Culture and Society remains committed to promoting linguistic, diversity, and intercultural understanding through sustained academic excellence and cultural engagement in German. Vielen Dank.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the report and giving us an overview of the activities of the German division.
Before that, please can we have a huge round of applause for Ms. Soumya here? Thank you, ma'am. We now move on to the presidential address.
It is our honor to invite our chief guest, Mr. Venkatasastri N. from the Directorate of Career Center, SRMist.
Thank you so much. I head the Career Center. That means I do the job of finding placements for students by interacting with the industries. That's what is my introduction all about. Thank you so much for getting me here today morning, Dr. Kavita Nair. Thank you so much. My dear colleague, Anupama, Soumya, we four of us joined to welcome Naja and Kim Cha Ho. Yeah, I pronounced it well? Good? Thank you so much. That is so nice to hear that, I was expecting Kavita ma'am when she was giving her welcome speech that she will teach me how to pronounce by pronouncing the names, but she took it very late in the speech. I was getting frustrated there when she will pronounce their name. So I asked this guest herself, how do I pronounce your name? Very important to call the person with his name. Because there is, when you call Shastri, there is some vibration starts. If you call Anupama, the vibration doesn't start in me, right? So first of all, we attack the brain, then we attract the heart. Correct? We attack the brain and attract the heart. Is what we do by communicating. Dr. Kavita ma'am has not left me anything to speak. She connected from local to global. She connected from sports to culture to language to whatnot. She captures the stage with all things. As a presidential address, but I need to do some justice. I remember a small thing which happened when I was doing my class 8 in Andhra Pradesh. I was born in Andhra Pradesh, brought up in Tamil Nadu, married to a Odia, so I speak 5 languages. That's the reason why I'm standing here. Out of that, 4 are Indian languages, one is the international language which I'm speaking right now. This happened, I studied fully in a Telugu medium school from class 1, class 0 to class 8. All my grandfathers or 8 brothers, all of them were teachers. So one cousin of my grandfather and my grandfather himself was teaching me till my class 8 in all the subjects. I scored 99 marks in English and out of 100 in 8th class 8. So please, that's not for appreciation. So somebody recognized that and said, why don't you go to an English medium school and study there? The first time when I entered the English medium school, the first thing that happens there is you should not speak in the local language. To build up the language skills properly, they said, okay, everybody is comfortable in speaking in mother tongue. So why don't you start speaking in that same language? If you don't speak in English, you become a donkey. That's a very peculiar thing. And somebody calls you a donkey, you don't feel comfortable. So I used to come and I used to speak. The first thing that happens to me when I go to the school is I become a donkey. That's so peculiar, but so embarrassing. But when I came back to my father, who happens to work for a company called Glaxo those days, he said, for learning a language, if you have to become a donkey, beat the donkey 100 times, but learn the language to become a horse in the world. That's what he taught me. So I used to become 100 times a donkey every day, but I used to fight it out to ensure that I run the race, I become the horse. That's where I found it really interesting. And the first time I entered Chennai city after my +2, I started learning Tamil in 5 days. When I first time went to Orissa, I started speaking Oriya in 2 months. I tell people in Orissa that I couldn't become the chief minister of Orissa because I started speaking in Oriya. Naveen Patnaik, who ruled Orissa for 20 years, he cannot speak Oriya. I started speaking Oriya, that's why I couldn't become a chief minister of that state. That's what I used to tell. So one more thing my father said that time was, become a donkey 100 times, don't worry. There are 2 species, respect them, and become a horse. That's one. Second thing, what your mind is thinking and what your heart is feeling, if you have to connect to the society, you need some medium, that's a language, and everywhere, wherever you go, you have to connect these 2 and speak to somebody and make other person also comfortable is then when you speak his own language or you speak your own language, whatever. So that's where I learned language is very important, and wherever I go, I ensure that I start picking up those things. My connect with South Korea. There is one place in South Korea where visa on arrival is there for Indian citizens. That's the Jeju Island. I went there in a season where kinos are harvesting season. Fully painted orange. Such a beautiful island. And just now I was asking those display in Korean booth when the students were asking, where are the kinos? And where are the cosmetics? South Korean cosmetics are known to be the best there. So I went and attended a cosmetics fair there. I also attended a pop singer, one of the rising pops. I forgot his name. His concert also I attended. I stayed there for 4 days. I came back to India directly from there. So it is visa on arrival is not even known to I was traveling through Calcutta airport to China, from there to Jeju. None of them knew. Even the people who are in the immigration office, they don't know. They verified the books. They went in, they saw, oh, how did you know this? They were asking me. So that's where I went there. I stayed there for 4 days. Lovely place, lovely culture. A lot of good Indian connects I met there. So Germany, the first port when I went to the tour of this Sanjan visa, through the first port we hit was Munich, Germany. I landed, went to all this BMW museum and all these places. I was asking those guys who are doing that. So it's a nice, beautiful feeling when you reach out to people, when you understand them, when you work with them, when you really. Our poster boy, Narendra Modi himself is a poster boy for us. When you know how he received the Chinese premier in Mahabalipuram. So these are all to connect the hearts, to connect the minds, to work with people, to make that super highway, multi-lane super highway, so that your exchanges can become faster, better, because we have only one life to live, and that life has to be lived for both of us and also ensure the success of the next generation. We needed to connect it very strongly. The one thing that happens is culture, language, and society. These three things will bring in that connect. All the very best to all of you. Ensure you learn most of the languages possible when you are in the campuses, because you have all the time in the world, and you will definitely, you will see success in an SRM like institution where we have Kashmir to Kanyakumari students from Maharashtra to Mizoram. All these students speak different dialects and languages. Even 100 kilometers this side or that side you go in this country, you will find that language itself changes, the food habits change, things change. But we achieve that unity in diversity is because of our own thought process that are built into our culture and our society, that we are all one at the end of the day, and we are all work to be one, and then ensure success of the future generations and make this earth a beautiful place to live. Thank you so much. All the very best to all of you. Have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this inspiring and insightful words.
We now request Anupama ma'am, Assistant Director of IR Department, to kindly share her views with us.
It's so difficult to talk after two giants talking about university, languages. They have done most of the part what international relations have done. But still, I'll take a small opportunity to talk about this. Usually, SRM is known for the STEM courses, right? Engineering has been like booming, and you talk about placements. Mr. Shasi sir has taken it to the next level from training you people. And I always wondered, in fact, Dr. Kavita ma'am, along with being a HOD, she's also a very good friend of mine. And we have been talking a lot. And her aspiration is always to make sure that how the department can delve into different areas to make the visibility and find a way in this tech giant university. It's so difficult to do that. And I'm sure that in the last 2 years, she has been very successful in that. And for international relation, it's a pride, because I can always flex, like you Gen Z says, right? So whenever my European partners are in the university, I can always tell them I have a wonderful language and culture society. I have wonderful language centers, whether it is German, French, Korean, Russian, Mandarin, you name, and I have a center. And I always give a challenge to them, please, can you bring up a center which is not there in SRM? That's how the international relations have been very, very proud about it. Just to give a small insight to our speakers and for the students. So Europe has always been a very key partner for our university. Just like how Kavita ma'am was mentioning, the graduation outcome of our university has always been in 3 horizons, right? The first one is placement, which they have taken it up to the next level. The second horizon is higher education. So international relations have been working with partners across the world with over 250 plus MOUs, in which Europe, we have more than 60 plus MOUs. And in the last semester alone, our students only with German and Korea, more than 60 students have gone for the semester abroad program, and more than probably 500 plus students doing their masters through us. So it's not, they might be applying otherwise also. So learning a language definitely hits a lot of doors. There's no doubt about it, because like how Shati sir mentioned, I have not born and brought up in Chennai. I'm a Bangalore girl, being a Telugu person. But then when I came to Tamil, I started with, a basic alphabets, and now I can speak Tamil like just any other Tamilian can speak. I can challenge them. I can scold in Tamil, that is the clarity I have got. So students, please make sure that, many universities don't have this opportunity for you to learn languages when you are part of your course, and it's very easy. In fact, I request our team, the language center team, to extend more courses for our international department so that our team also can learn. It's very easy. Now we are very pioneered in Indian languages. Now we want to learn foreign languages. Probably we would like to learn Korean, German, Japanese, so that when our delegates are there, we can ourselves can talk. So please make sure that use these opportunities, and this will definitely help you get an edge when you go for an higher education in any of the European countries. countries. And one more to add, as you know, our Honorable Prime Minister has signed a very interesting deal with the EU, that is European countries, and there is a lot of opportunities, especially for the funding opportunities, which is called Erasmus and other joint degree programs, which we will be doing a lot, and this will provide and a lot of scholarships to our students to apply for your exchange programs, research internships, as well as of your higher education free of cost. Okay, so please make sure that you learn both technically, and communication and international relations are always there to support you in your higher education journey. Thank you team.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable insights.
We now move on to our German guest speaker, Ms. Nadia Mani.
To introduce our speaker, may I invite Miss Lata, Assistant Professor in German, to kindly introduce Miss Nadia Mani.
Sprache verbindet Menschen über Grenzen hinweg. Language connects people across borders. Good evening, everyone. Guten Morgen. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Ms. Nadia Mani. Originally from Germany, Ms. Nadia Mani completed her abitur before moving to India. Chennai has been her home for more than half of her life, and over the years, she has beautifully embraced both German and Indian cultures. She began her professional journey in Chennai as a social worker with a local NGO, gaining valuable grassroots experience and a deep understanding of the community. Later, she worked as a consultant for an Indian typesetting company, serving a German client, where she played an important role in bridging linguistic and cultural connections between Germany and India. Her journey into teaching began with a simple yet powerful motivation: the desire to pass on her mother tongue, German, to her own children. What started at home soon grew into teaching in schools and private classes, eventually becoming her true calling. Today, Ms. Nadia Mani is a highly respected German language educator dedicated to helping Indian students learn German while also understanding the culture behind the language. Through her work, she serves as a living bridge between Germany and India, combining language, culture, and education. She is also a proud mother of two teenagers and continues to contribute meaningfully to cultural exchange through her teaching and mentorship. My dear students, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Ms. Nadia Mani. Vielen Dank. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that introduction.
May we now invite Miss Nadia Mani to kindly share her thoughts with us.
Guten Morgen. This is always dangerous. If you give me a mic, I can go on for very, very long, which is why I just asked Kavita, ma'am, you just want something short and sweet. And thank you, Ms. Lata, for introducing me. I really enjoy being here because being in a place like this gives me one more opportunity to create one more bridge between Germany and India. India has not just become my home, it is Nama Chennai. This is where I grew up, this is where I became who I am. And I'm blessed to see all of you here because you can connect with my home country. That's special to me. So my mission is not just to teach my children the language German, that they can maybe move and study in Germany, but my mission is to connect Germany to you. If there is an opportunity for you, I'm more than willing to help you in whichever way I can to not just learn the language. I think Lata ma'am is doing that better than I am, but to give you a love for German, a cultural understanding, and maybe a chance for a future. So let's hear more later.
Thank you, ma'am, for that introduction. May we now invite Ms. Nadia Mani. Thank you, ma'am, for that insightful talk. We now move on to our Korean guest speaker, Ms. Kim Chae-yoon.
To introduce our speaker, may I kindly invite Ms. Jasmine, Assistant Professor in Korean, to kindly introduce Ms. Kim Jae-yoon. Sorry, may I please invite Mr. Pulkit to introduce our speaker, Ms. Kim Chayo.
Hello everyone, good morning you all. So first of all, I would like to say good morning in Korean. So chuan 아침입니다 여러분. 좋은 아침입니다 선생님. So today I am here to introduce our chief guest. So today I'm very happy to introduce our chief guest speaker, Ms. Kim Chae-yeon. She is a Korean visiting faculty at the INCO Center in Chennai. She studied Korean education and Hindi at Busan University of Foreign Studies, as we say, Vigogo de Hakyo in Korean. And now we are very happy to have you with us, ma'am, today. So please join me welcoming Ms. Kim Chae-yeon. Now I would like to invite ma'am to say a few words. But before that, I would like to say to ma'am that ma'am, I studied Hindi language from BUFS. So once I've been to BUFS when I was learning Korean language in I think 2018. So also I would like to welcome to ma'am in Hindi. So ma'am, आपका SRM यूनिवर्सिटी में स्वागत है. Yes, ma'am, also.
여러분, 안녕하세요. 어, 안녕하세요. 좋은 아침입니다. 와나까? 엘라로 에프리르긴가? Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. It is a distinct honor to stand here filled with great gratitude for everyone who contributed for organizing this event a great success. And thanks to all who spent time for today, all of you. And today, I hope you get some new insights about learning language and inspiration. So from after today, we're gonna be a great companion for each other. I'm genuinely happy to be a part of today's event and look forward to share my thoughts and be shared yours as well. Thank you for inviting me again. 안드리, 감사합니다.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful talk.
After those engaging sessions, we now move to a lighter and more vibrant part of today's program.
It is time to celebrate culture, not just through words, but through performance.
Please sit back and enjoy the cultural program presented by our talented students.
To begin the cultural segment, we present a Bharatanatyam performance set to a German song, bringing together the beauty of India.
Good morning, everyone. It's my great honor to deliver the vote of thanks on the special occasion of the German Language Conference at our university. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our respected chief guest, Mr. Venkata Shastri, Director of Career Center, SRMIST, and distinguished speakers, Ms. Nadia Mani and Ms. Kim Chao Yon, for sharing their valuable knowledge and insights with us. Your presence has truly inspired all of us. I would also like to thank our respected HOD ma'am, Dr. L. Kavita Nair, and the organizing committee for their hard work and dedication in making this conference a great success. My heartfelt thanks go to the faculty members, students, and participants who actively took part in this event and made it lovely and meaningful. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who worked behind the scene for their support and cooperation. Thank you all for your presence and contribution. We hope such events will continue to promote the learning and appreciation of the German language and culture. Thank you all. Vielen Dank.
Thank you, ma'am, for those words of appreciation.
We will now take a short tea and coffee break.
Kindly reassemble after the break as we continue with the rest of the program. Please assemble after 10 to 15 minutes, that is 11:45. Thank you.
Thank you. In 1, a talk on the German culture, language, and work life. May I request Ms. Nadia Mani, German language educator, to enrich our knowledge with her valuable speech.
I have. Thank you. Good morning again. I hope you all are feeling a little fresher after the sugar rush. Was the tea sweet enough? Yes? All right. Now, I will warn you, like I said, if you give me a mic, that's dangerous, but don't worry about that part. But I would say, a teacher who likes interaction, as well as I'm a teacher who likes activities, okay? And one of my favorite things to do is to play games. So if we would have more time today morning, I actually would have played a very, very typical German game with you. Unfortunately, the time doesn't permit. So we will do something different. But before that, I want to start out with a little fact. Now, you might have noticed my name, right? So for those of you who are learning German, you know that my name is Nadja, and not Nadia or Nadia, but Nadja, yeah? But what about my surname? Does that sound German to you? No. Any guesses why? Come on, not too difficult. Yes, married to some Indian, exactly. A very special Indian. My husband is from Kerala, and I just spoke with Kavita ma'am, and we immediately connected it because the Malu connection is very strong. So, but there's a fact that I want to share with you. Any Malus in the room? Yay! Nice. Now, the fun fact here is that actually Mani is not my husband's name. Any guesses why? Could be, but how do you get an Indian surname? By the name of the father. So Mani actually is my father-in-law's first name. Now, I didn't marry my father-in-law, okay? I married my husband. My husband's name is Cherian, but his full name is Cherian Mani Parayil. And now for all of my Malayali brothers here, what does Parayil mean? The house name, exactly. So little excursion into Malu world, okay? You normally have your father's name and ideally or potentially your house name as well. Now, when I got married, I wanted to dutifully change my surname, which was Brudermüller, which is a long German name. But when I went to the German embassy, they looked at my surname, they looked at my husband's first name and my husband's surname, which was Mani Parayil. And according to Tamil culture or even Malayali culture, I wanted it to change my name to Nadia Cherian. As soon as they saw that Cherian is my husband's first name, they said, not possible. Germans are Germans. They tell you straight away what it is. So there I was at the German embassy thinking, what do I do now? I want to change my name and I can't take my husband's name. So I quietly choose to take Mani Parayil as my surname, not revealing to them that Mani actually is my father-in-law's first name. All right? So that's where this comes from. I usually call myself Nadia Mani because Nadia Mani Parayil is too long. But there you go, a little bit of excursion into Malayali world as well as German world. If you ever want to change your name, be very careful what you choose. German rules are very strict and not bendable, okay? You cannot twist and turn them. It's not going to happen. If there is a rule, that's the rule. All right. Before we start with the small activity, I would like to know just 3 little things from all of you here in the room, and just simply by the show of hands. The first one is, who has been to Germany or Europe? That can include even just the Frankfurt airport, okay? Okay, thank you. The next one is, who knows German? Of course, ma'am, yes. Who else? Only a few students? Okay, thank you. And the last question, who would like to study or work in Germany? All right. Now, spoiler alert already. That's not advertisement for the German department, but for all of you who just now raised your hands, you have a problem. You realize that? What's the problem? You didn't raise your hand when I asked you if you know German. Yeah? Now, jokes apart, but this is in fact a problem because Germany is not a bilingual country. Germany is a monolingual country. And a monolingual country means that there's only one spoken language. Now, yes, SRM has told you that there are some universities that they have a tie-up with that offer English courses as well. But outside the English-speaking university setup, as soon as you leave the premises, all you will hear is German. Okay, and that's why I said you have a problem. And that problem, good thing is, can be fixed. You have your department head here for German language, and I assume that you are not yet done with your degree here. So you still have time, you still have a chance to learn German, and I really want to encourage you to do that because this is your foundation for wanting to study or work in Germany. Unfortunately, that's the reality. I cannot change that, and Germans are not very good in learning other languages. Sorry to say that, but that's the fact. They're not very great in wanting to speak or learn other languages, so you will have to do your part if you want to go to Germany or to Europe. All right. Now, we talk a little bit first about why in our workplace culture matters, okay? Now, the workplace culture refers often to different values, different behaviors, and expectations that are there in the professional environment that can be in an office, but also when you're studying or when you have a meeting, okay? And understanding these cultural differences will help all of us here in the room to be able to work more effectively with international companies that could even be here in Chennai, if you choose to work for a German client. Some of you might remember in the introduction, it was mentioned that I was working for an Indian typesetting company. And that was one of my first bridges that I had, that I met another mom, funny story, another mom on the playground, hearing me talk German to my kids. That's how I got a job. Because she worked for this company who was looking for a German native speaker who could help them to work more efficiently with their German client. And this is where in today's world, everything gets mixed up together, right? It's not just that if you're a Tamilian, you work for a Tamilian company in Tamil Nadu, but the world is open to you, irrespective where you come from, where you have studied, or where you would like to work, whether you physically go there or whether you work remotely from home. But it's important to understand the culture of your workplace. It will also help you to avoid misunderstandings and to learn to adapt to global settings. Some of you might notice about Germany that Germany is known for its efficiency, its organization in great details, and professionalism, which might be different than what you have experienced here. Again, remember, I have lived now more years in Chennai than I've lived in Germany. So I'm biased, okay? I love India more than I love Germany. And I'm not saying there's this problem in India and this is good in Germany, but I'm very much aware of the differences. And my calling really is that I help people to understand the differences so that you have it easier, okay? So whatever I say today, if it sounds like I'm not giving or shedding a good light on India, please forgive me. That is not my intention, but I want to try to open your eyes to see what maybe could change. And you are those generation that will make that change here in India as well. Now, to understand a little bit more about the work culture in Germany, I actually need 8 volunteers. 8 people that are courageous enough to come and stand right next to me, read out something that is on a small piece of paper, and take a guess. Any 8 people, 4 young ladies and 4 young gentlemen, please. Come on, come fast. You all can read English, don't worry, I didn't write it in German. We have 2 already, 2 more guys and 4 more ladies, please. All right, hold on, we are too many now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it. All right, thank you very much. Now, all you need to do is, you're the first one, so you take the first paper. Take one, take one. You can already read for yourself what you see on the paper. And this is like multiple choice, so you have to decide. You have to decide what would be the correct answer. Then I will ask you to come to the mic, read it out, the question, and tell me what you think the answer is. It's okay to say you don't know, okay? All right, you can start.
What is considered very important in German culture? There is a very enduring stereotype about Germany that all the trains are 30 minutes late at the very least. So I believe that option A, being flexible with time, is the correct answer. Yes.
Okay, I'll take over from here.
Okay.
Thank you. Unfortunately not, okay? I'm not proud to say that you are right with the train being 30 minutes late. We call this the Deutsche Bahn. That's the equivalent to your IRCTC, okay, the Indian Railways. And I don't know what they're doing wrong. I don't know how they can't fix this. Embarrassing to say, the few times that I travel to Germany and I want to take a train so that my dad doesn't have to drive 2 hours to the airport to pick me up, that day the trains are striking. Embarrassing. Sorry for that. Now, what is considered very important in German culture, actually, I'll give you the options here, is being flexible with time. Meh, is the wrong answer. Punctuality, arriving late to meetings, or long introductions. Now, yes? Punctuality. It's exactly the opposite of the train being late. Yes. And I will tell you just a little bit more. And especially when you are studying or working in Germany, this is really important. So I'm just addressing to you. Let's assume you'll go to Germany. Please. Okay? And what does punctual mean? What do you think?
Being on time.
Okay, now I'm telling you, I'm your boss, and I'm telling you, what's your name, please?
Shivam.
Shivam. Okay, Shivam, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we have a meeting.
Okay.
What time should you be in the meeting hall?
Ideally, for me, about 5 minutes before.
Can you hear him? Otherwise, you take this one.
About 5 minutes before is what I think. So like about 8:55.
Do you have a German parent?
No.
Then how come you are there 5 minutes before 9? You learned already, or your German teacher prepared you. Well said. Now, this is German punctuality standard. On time means 2 to 5 minutes before time. You're not early, you're just on time, okay? Thank you very much, Shivam. All right. One more thing to say to this here is the reason why this is important, because being late is considered not just unprofessional, but even disrespectful, okay? And the Germans will tell you, I will talk about it a little bit more, they will tell you straight up your face if you are not on time, okay? And deadlines, especially, like all of you are studying right now, you will have deadlines for when you have to submit your papers. There is no extension. Whether you die or not, there's no extension. Sorry. So please keep that in mind. Punctuality has really, really high value. And you will need to adapt. It's not by choice. Either you learn it or you're struggling. There is no go-between. I'm honest, I love the Indian flexibility. Life is so much more fun, okay? But if you want to live, study, work in Germany, please remember, the Germans are different. Some Germans are nicer. Some Germans are just very particular about this. And for you to have a better entry into German life, learn to be early. Okay? All right. You are next. What's written on yours?
If a meeting starts at 10 a.m. in Germany, when should you arrive?
Yes.
So the answer is option B, 9:59 or 10 a.m.
Yes, we just did that, right? Sorry, I forgot that this is there. So you got the easy one out. Okay? Now, trick question here. Let's say you are taking the train to university and your train is cancelled. What do you do?
Take a taxi.
Excellent. I like that. But it costs you a bomb. So even better, very German, okay? Germans like to be physically active and they will walk wherever they can, okay? German walk doesn't mean like 200 meters. We're talking about 2 kilometers. That is just a normal walk. So I like that. Running there is good, but be ready to freshen up before you enter the meeting room. All right. Next person, please.
Okay. What do German usually value in work culture? So as I heard your story, how you came in India and what else was going on, and right now I heard these answers. So there were options. Informal meeting is a wrong one. Last minute decision, definitely it would be a wrong one. Improvisation, I can't say much about it. So detailed planning and organization of work, I think it will be the best option.
Yes. That's actually correct. Yes, thank you. What's your name?
Gautam.
Gautam. Thank you, Gautam. Now, remember, I told you that Germans value punctuality, but they also value structure and detailed planning, okay? If you are called in for a meeting, it's not just a meeting over coffee and tea. There's a meeting, there is an agenda. There is no meeting just like that. That's not a meeting, okay? So when there is a meeting, there's an agenda, and you might be surprised that there's a written documentation about every single meeting. I just had a young couple visit me from Germany, and the husband, he is a male nurse, and he told me one thing that even I as a German wasn't aware. In the hospital ward, there's usually refrigerators to keep the medicines for the patients. And one of his assignments as a male nurse, or as a nurse in general, is that every day they have to write down the temperature of the fridge. Okay, seems silly, but okay. Every day. Now, there's a record book for this, and you know how long this record book will have to be kept? Any guesses? Little louder, please. Like, let's say 2 months, 1 year, 5 years. 10 years. 10 years, okay. Any other guesses? Till the warranty of the fridge, that's a good idea, yes? All right, I'll tell you. 30 years. A record of a fridge temperature. How is that relevant? Now, it is relevant because if the fridge temperature is higher or lower, the medication can expire, the medication can get affected, and if that medicine is still being used on a patient, it will not work the same way that it should work. And if that patient dies of that, they can trace it back of potentially the medication not having been kept in storage properly. This is Germany for you. Detailed to the detail. There's no other words to saying to this, okay? Now, what you need to remember here is that this is what actually allows Germany to have a reputation to be excellent in engineering as well as industrial precision. Now, it seems silly in one place, but because of this precision and this detailed structure, it allows people to manufacture excellent cars. Yeah? Yes. So, story here as well. My dad used to work in quality control. Any idea what quality control does? Yes. Now, anybody has heard of the company called Stihl, S-T-I-H-L, an orange color logo? It's not a car brand. They manufacture saws to cut trees, okay? Now, fun fact here again, all the parts of this one machinery are produced outside of Germany because it's cheaper, but the assembly of all individual parts happens only in Germany because at the assembly part, this is where things can go wrong. So the company is not risking that, okay? And what my dad's job was in quality control is that he had to oversee a whole team of quality controlling each individual part of the machine. Now, if there was one tiny piece of the machine that was not fitting the quality standard, it would just be chucked. Not repairing it, not trying to make it fit, it will be thrown out. Now, because of this, a high level of quality can be ensured as well as safety measures. All right, let's move on. Next person, please.
So the question I picked was, how do Germans typically separate work and personal life? The options: they mix both frequently. B, they maintain a clear boundary. C, they socialize every evening with colleagues. D, they work late every day. So what I believe to be the answer is they maintain a clear boundary because Germans are known for their discipline, and mixing work and personal life sounds like the least disciplined thing a person can do. So I choose option B.
Very well said. What's your name, please?
Sai Krishna.
Sai Krishna. Thank you. Now, how does that apply to you? Would that be what you would prefer? Yeah? Okay.
Separating work life from personal sets clear goals for what to do in each, and it doesn't intervene, so we can focus on both separately and attain maximum efforts.
Did you raise your hand when you said you want to study or work in Germany?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you think of your mom or your dad, how is their work-life balance?
My mom is a homemaker. My father, he goes to job, and his work life with personal is pretty balanced because he works 5 days a week and 2 days he gets off. So that it is a bit stressful, but he also manages.
Okay. I had a talk with Kavita ma'am. She's not here, so I can tell you. And thank you. She admitted that for her, once she goes back home, work doesn't end. Okay, I think many of your teachers and lecturers that are in the room right now, unfortunately, will say yes, but not with a smile, but yes. Now, this is the challenge that all of us face here in India, that your employer, your boss, your next hierarchy up does not allow you to have a healthy work-life balance. Again, hear me say that as a German, having lived here for long, loving India, I don't envy you. Okay, and we had another talk with Kim as well. I said why I'm not working at an institution, but I work freelance as a trainer, a German language educator, because I set my hours, and that's the freedom I take for myself. Okay, now the advantages: if you choose to live, work, or study in Germany, your boss ideally will make those hours clear to you, and if you will be staying back every day after work, very soon people will come to you and say, can you please stop working? This is too much, because they feel bad. Okay, so I would say it's an advantage. You have the privilege of separating that clearly, that you don't have to stay back. So typical German will always limit their overtime. There even is a system that you get paid for your overtime. Okay, you have your, let's say, your 40 hours, but sometimes when the company has a lot of work, you have paid overtime. So they will make the announcement for the next 2 weeks, whoever wants can work overtime and you get paid. But whoever wants, it's optional, but you get paid. Okay. There's of course paid vacation, which is usually 20 to 30 days per year. And like how you said, it is a very clear separation between work and personal life. So that means the people that you hang out with at work, you say bye and you don't message them. You don't go to have chai with them. You don't go play football with them or cricket. You have a different set of people that you meet after work. Now, why I'm saying this to you is because if you go to Germany, the first point of contact will be your study colleagues, it will be your bosses, it will be the people you work with. And the tendency is that since you know them, you want to hang out with them after work. They will say no, not because you're not nice, but they will say no because you are the work. You are not the free time leisure, okay? So please keep that in mind, that you don't get offended if people will tell you no. It's just because you work with them, so you don't mix in the private space with them. That doesn't mean they don't like you, okay? It's just clear separation. It's like 2 boxes, one for work, one for fun. I mean, maybe I forget fun too, but yeah. All right? Okay, next person, please.
So the question I got is, how is communication usually described in German workplaces? The options given are very indirect, emotional, direct and honest, avoiding criticism. I feel like it's option C, direct and honest, as Germans are very disciplined in their workplaces, so they'll be very honest and direct with them. Instead of being like lying on their faces, they should be just direct and just say that it's wrong or right, whatever they did. So
that was the right answer. Thank you. Now, question for you I have. When you went, did you see the booth that's downstairs? The booth that they had set up? All the German students, they had set up a booth. Did you have a look? Now, honest answer I'm asking. I'm the German asking for an honest answer, okay? When you saw all of it, was everything perfect and great and interesting? No. Now, if your friend is there and what they made is actually quite boring, but they'll ask you, so what do you think? What do you say as an Indian? Super, Macha, nice. But you're thinking, please don't make me stand here for half an hour and show it to me, right? Because Asian culture is indirect. We don't want to offend our friend. Now I'm saying we. You're hearing that? Because I've learned it. But the Germans have not learned it. If what you have done is not up to the mark, they will say, sorry, you didn't put in enough effort. They won't even say, you tried. Good job, but I think you can do better. They will say, that's not enough. That can hurt, okay? Now you hear me what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to prepare you to still like the Germans. Even if you go to study or work in Germany and you might have some not so nice experiences, I'm saying sorry now. Please remember that, okay? Please remember this German lady told you the Germans will do it. It's not your fault. It's just the German culture. Because here again, what is important is to be straightforward. There's no time to beat around the bush. I will not help you if I tell you you did so well, but actually you didn't. As your friend, I should be the first one to tell you, I think you need to do better than this. This is not good enough. Okay? Now, another challenge is that you will be actually criticized in the public. Okay? Like if there's a meeting happening and you have finished your presentation, your boss might say, that was wasted energy. You didn't do it right. Go back and do it again in front of everybody else. So why I'm saying this is please guard your heart. Don't build too much of a thick layer around yourself that you take everything in a bad way, but just be prepared that some Germans are just not nice. Okay? What you need to learn here is you need to focus on the facts and not the emotions. It is not about how friendly you are that will give you success. It's about doing your work right, okay? Sticking to the appointments, sticking to the expectations. And so sometimes this can feel very blunt, especially because all of you come from a culture where normally things are not being said bluntly to you or directly. It's being said with a nice sugar coating, served on a tray, make you sit down, and then maybe tell you 10% of what they actually want to say, right? So this is a learning curve. And again, remember, it's not meant to be rude. Germans don't talk this way because they want to be nasty. It's just their way of speaking, okay? And to improve efficiency, of course. All right, we have two more. There's three more. Come on.
Well, if we are talking about conversations, then I would appreciate constructive criticism, but like straight up blunt is kind of off-putting.
Yes, I agree. So best thing is you work for me.
Sure. Okay, so for my question, it is what is common in German professional greetings? Options are hugging, high fives, firm handshake, or no greeting at all. So I think Germans are very professional people, so they would appreciate a handshake. Yeah. Also, I have watched a few like videos of people who are living in Germany. Like there's this Vietnamese YouTuber called Uyen.
Yes, she's amazing. I love her.
Yeah. So she also made some videos about like German people being very professional and very constructive and to the point. So I had a basic idea.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, jokes apart, I really highly recommend following her. She's just funny and she really has a good understanding of German culture. I mean, she's married to a German by now, but she really has a good view on things and she just knows how to say it for somebody who's not German. And she really does it well. So that's a good resource, really. And you're right. Now, very important. How do you give a handshake? Come. Like this?
No.
Then how?
Like straight, be very firm with it.
That was not firm.
Sorry.
Yes. A good grip, okay? Whether you're a boy or a girl, whether the other person is older or younger to you, whether they are frail or big, you give a firm handshake. I mean, not squeezing it, but firm. Don't feel shy, okay? Now, in France, you might have seen people give these kisses. The Germans don't do that. They don't like it. No physical contact, guys, okay? So a handshake, one more time, please. Oh, yeah, you can come. It's not like close that you touch each other. You keep a distance, yeah? So this is a good greeting. If you feel awkward and you do like this, no problem. Germans have seen it and they understand you don't want a handshake, and that's okay. But every German is going to come like this to you. So be prepared that that's going to happen and that this is part of German culture.
It's not German culture. When we give a handshake and they are like, it's just a huge turn off.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Next person, please.
Yeah, so my question is, how do Germans usually address colleagues in formal situations? And I think the answer is title and last name.
Very good. Now, how do you address your college professors here?
Like doctor, some name and then the title like that.
Yes. Would you say their first name or first and surname?
First and surname mostly.
Okay. Now this is where I thought so. Thank you. Now in Germany, you do not use the first name, okay? We only take the surname. So for example, my name is Nadia Mani. You wouldn't call me Miss Nadia Mani. That would be off. You would need to call me Miss Mani. Then we have this formal way of introducing ourselves, and then typically the elder person, I mean, I assume I'm older to you, so I would offer you, you can call me Nadia. Until I say that, you never, ever, ever, ever call me Mrs. Nadia in whichever way, okay? It's a big taboo. You have to take the surname. For whether it's a guy, whether it's a lady, whether they have a title or no title, but the first name is already, you're crossing the professional line into a private area. Remember we said that earlier with work and free time? So please remember that, address whoever you meet always by their first name. You can also say Herr or Frau. Frau is for woman, Herr is for the gentlemen's. So that's absolutely fine. Guten Morgen, Herr Müller. Guten Tag, Frau so and so. But if you don't know their surname, you just go Guten Morgen. Just keep it plain until you can avoid that. Okay? So to keep that in mind. Good. We have one more person, please.
So my question is, what is a key cultural value in German society? And keeping in mind all the answers so far and the fact that they were very strict about you changing your surname, I think the answer is respect for rules and regulation.
Yes, that was the right one. Thank you. Okay. Now, sorry, one question for you as well. Your name, please?
Trishna.
Trishna, okay. Now, in which way do you think that this could be difficult for you in case you would be going to Germany?
I think, I'm not proud to say this, but Indians are somewhat late usually. We see that even in our own class.
Yes.
When our ma'am gets...
Hopefully not in German class.
No.
Okay, good.
we try not to. Yeah, but I think punctuality, it shouldn't be a problem. We should all inculcate it. So I think that would actually encourage us going there and being in that environment.
Okay. So you've spoken only about punctuality, right? If you think about terms of independence, yeah, we spoke a little bit earlier that every meeting has an agenda, and also you are expected to come and do certain things. So for example, if there's a meeting called or something in college, you are supposed to be prepared and not come in there trying to wing it and just go with the flow, but you're supposed to be prepared, have your handouts ready, whatsoever. A bad example did you guys notice? I didn't finish tearing the chits. That's what India did to me, okay? So this is exactly what we're talking about. For a German, if you do this in Germany, they're going to give you a stare. How come you didn't have time to finish this before the meeting? That means you didn't prepare well, okay? So remember that. Either, if you didn't finish preparing, skip the activity. Don't do it. Nobody will know. If you are finished preparing well, then you walk in with the broadest shoulders you can pull off, with all the confidence in the world you have, and you do your thing, okay? All right, thank you. Now, sometimes things will happen, okay? And you might, thank you can take a seat again. One was there? You can keep it or throw it, but not on the floor, okay? So, what will happen inevitably that you might face a challenge where you would have missed something, you would have made a mistake. Now, how do we normally handle this? I need to hear from you guys. How do you normally handle this if you've missed your assignment, if you were late for something, if what you did was completely off topic? How do you admit a mistake? How do you admit a failure? You don't, right? You try to avoid it, isn't it? Because you don't want to let your professor down, you don't want to let your coach, your boss down. Now in Germany, it is inevitable. You cannot just leave the white elephant in the room. You can't. If you don't step out and you say, I failed to do this and that, I've missed my deadline, Not to excuse yourself because why in all of this, but you admit the fact. If you don't do it, your boss is going to come and tell you and said, why are you not owning up your mistake? Again, I'm telling you this in preparation. We will all make mistakes. It cannot be avoided, okay? And there's nothing wrong with you making a mistake. But culturally in Germany, you need to learn to admit. You need to own responsibility if you have missed something, whether you have missed the train, whether you have missed your assignment, whether you left your book at home, whatever it is. Don't excuse yourself. Simply admit the fact, I'm sorry, I forgot my book. You will hear a lecture, be ready for that, but you need to admit first. That's the only way to solve this problem in Germany, okay? So again, I hope whenever the time comes for you to be in Germany and you have situation like this, that you remember March 9th, yeah? And you remember a little bit of the things that I shared with you today, and I hope it will be helpful for you. Just a quick check on time. Lata ma'am, how much time is left? If I have more time, I have some more, but I didn't remember how much. Okay? All right. So we've spoken about punctuality as well as time management. We've looked together at different communication styles, about planning and organizing, a little bit about our work life. We spoke a little bit about hierarchy and professionalism, and we said how we need to address that. And what is also important to know? That everybody earns the respect that they are due, okay? Whether you are a fresher, you are respected for being there in that role. That doesn't mean that you have to earn that first. Just by knowing your status, you will directly have the respect for your role and responsibility, okay? And every employee will be always encouraged to share your ideas and expertise, okay? Now, there is even a system in big companies that they have a separate department, not what do you call R&D? Research and development. Not the research and development department, but as an additional department which takes on suggestions. And you have to give them in writing. Remember the German bureaucracy, everything has to be documented. But the employer encourages you to find a more efficient way of doing things. The good news here is if they take up your idea, you get a reward, a financial reward. So you don't just make ideas for the sake of it, but there's actually a benefit to it. And this is German efficiency to you, that they're always looking out for opportunities to improve. So a quick summary for you again. If you will work in Germany, remember these things. Be punctual, prepare for your meetings beforehand, at least on the way to the station, in the train to the place. Yeah. Communicate clearly and directly. Respect deadlines. That also means timing, okay? You've noticed me just asking Lata ma'am, that is German for you. I will not go overtime as long as I want, as much as I love it, but I will not. Because in Germany, we respect the time that is given to me. So if she says I have 10 more minutes, I will take 10 more minutes and that's it, or maybe 8.5, okay? Remember to do that. If you will cross this, people will not respect you. Because not being able to keep to time means you're not good at time management. You're not efficient. You're wasting my time. Okay? So remember that. Take responsibility for your work and maintain professionalism. Okay? Now, since only a few of you have said that you are learning German, I have a short little quiz about you helping me out if these words that I will read out for you could be German words or if they're not German words. Now, if you think they are German words, you raise your right hand. If you think they're not, no, nobody. If you're not thinking that they're German words, you raise your left hand, okay? One of the stalls at the exhibition downstairs had something like this. So if you have seen it, you might recognize some of them, and I'll tell you why. All right, the first word we have is called Kindergarten. Do you think it's a German name, or you think it's a not German word? you have to decide. In Germany, there's no in between, either German or non-German. Please take your pick quickly. Okay. There's a whole gang over here. Sorry. I will call you out. German again. Is kindergarten a German word or not a German word? All right. You are right. It's a German word. Any guesses what it means? Okay, now we do actually need the mic. Sorry, I forgot, ma'am. Yeah. So what does Kinder mean? Did anybody eat Kinderschokolade in this room? Kinder Joy? Those little eggs with a surprise in between? Yes, because Kinder means
Kids.
kids or children, exactly. Yeah. And what does Garten mean?
Garden.
Garden, exactly. Now you heard a difference. I said kindergarten, but here in India we say kindergarten because it's in English and nice, if you want to say so. Yes. But it is originally a German word. Also very important here is in German kindergarten, kids do not sit on tables and chairs. You know what they do? They play the whole day. They spielen, genau. Kindergarten is not school, okay? It's just fun for the kids. All right, second word, Schadenfreude. Who says this is German? Who says this is not German? Decide quickly, please. 3, 2, 1. Decide. All right. Most of you got it. Schadenfreude is a German word. Sounds very German. Any guesses what it means? Maybe those who are studying German, your teachers would have used this word. Schadenfreude. All right, Lata ma'am, what does Schadenfreude mean? It's okay, okay. It's okay, you can say, I don't know. We are in German class. In German, we can say, I don't know.
Ich weiß nicht.
Ich weiß nicht. Okay, you got a good teacher. She did it. You saw that? Now, Schadenfreude means that you are happy that something bad has happened to somebody else. Okay? Like, for example, which team lost yesterday in cricket? And if you say, that is Schadenfreude. Okay? And it's German. All right, 2 more. The first one is called Blitzenboom. Blitzenboom. Ready? Decide. German or not German? 3, 2, 1, vote. Not German, okay. Most of you? All right. Now this was tricky. This is a made-up word. This word does not exist, okay? But you might have heard Blitzen, you might have heard Blitz, Blitzkrieg. There are some German words that are there in that family, but Blitzenboom doesn't exist and it's not German either. All right, the last one is called Doppelgänger. Doppelgänger. Ready to vote? 3, 2, 1, vote. Not German, okay, some of you. Okay, it's kind of half and half, all right. Now, here, this doppelganger means that somebody looks exactly like another person, okay? And this word is widely used in English today, and it is German, okay? So for those of you who voted German, you got it right. All right, and with that, I will stop for today. I hope to meet some of you over lunch. We can chat for a little bit, and I really, really hope this helped you. Please feel free to talk to your teachers as well. I'm pushing this on them right now, that you ask them some cultural questions as well. Not just about accusative, dative, and genitive, but some cultural questions as well. And whenever it's time for you to go to Germany, like I said, I hope that today will be in your memory, that you remember some of those things that I shared with you to be aware of, so that you will have not just a good experience in Germany, but that you will also create a good experience for the Germans to meet Indians who are prepared. All right? All the best to all of you, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your such valuable insights. I'm sure all of us had a fun time interacting with you. At this point, we will pause the program for a lunch break. We will resume shortly after the break. Also, German students who have applied for OD should be present here for the second session at around 2 o'clock. Otherwise, the ODs won't be applied. Thank you.